Hello everyone, this is part number 14. We reached 4th Alcon in the last episode. It's time to deal with this. We can immediately go for the Honored quest, which is gonna send us in a emulation, which is usually a very dangerous area. Rune card of blood, not ideal. Here I'm gonna pop up mirror, that's gonna help me to pass safely the passage. And here is a little bit complicated. Damage that you can take here is pretty high. So watch your steps basically. Here is the boss, not very scary, but it's a high level. Usually here you want to stay on a safe ground. This boss compared to other heralds is pretty static. There is a guaranteed dynamite at the end and some treasure room as well. We can continue with the campaign. Our main goal is to reach Malmut so we can farm Creek set. Empower Tempest Sigil, this is a very good medal for lighting builds. If you don't have MI in this slot, consider that medal as an option. here. We can... Our sustain seems okay. I can start bomb damage. And I think overload is the best thing to do. Some meter resistance and offensive ability. Also we have very good support. We have like 8 points on top. At this point we murder everything. We're gonna open with Mark of Torment. Pretty easy fight. As I said in the previous episodes, Spellbinder is a very solid boss killer. Because you can rotate a lot of cooldowns. You have nullification as well. Playing Strife, always watch out for the mines, especially on a squishy build. You can see the mines, you can manually avoid them. If you hit one or two, it's not very big deal, but if you hit a lot in a sequence, you're gonna take a lot of damage. And sometimes very hard to recover from this damage, especially when you fight all these charged enemies that's sitting on top of you. Also, Plains of Strife is a home from one of the most dangerous heroes in the game. This is Loxmerre. He is a naturally spellbreaker. He has a chance to spawn here in one of the east areas. He possesses nullification and he spawned here. And this time he is here, that's Loxmerre. That damage was from him. He nullified. That was close.
Let's see what I can do here. Good work down. We cannot.
Best you can do is not mess with him, basically. You see my life bar just disappears. And as I said, escape is your friend during hardcore runs. You are never prepared for Loxmerre. Because he used actually nullification. It's not these slow projectiles like Grava 2 that you can easily avoid. Best I can do against him is to confuse him and burst him down. but sometimes it's not work very well. He didn't spawn this time. So we're not gonna mess with him. But you can easily avoid him if you avoid this area over here. And this is my advice, especially in hardcore. This guy can burst you down in a 2 hits. Especially after he lands nullification. He's gonna immediately delete you. Time to go back to the rift. Here we're looking for the other part of Mogdrogan quest. Mogdrogan quest is slightly annoying because you have to enter these void rifts, which is not one of my favorite areas. But this Tonic kills gives you Paro home reputation and Black Legion as well, so it's not so bad in general. And here is the quest marker. This area has a boss at the end, on the 2nd or 3rd floor. So I'm already here. Why not? I never showcase these areas. Be sure you apply Omen all the time. Some of these guys hurts very bad. Especially the Harbingers. And usually this rift's very dancey. You can take several hits from multiple sources. And here is the boss, Bengar God. Not very dangerous. You have to avoid certain mechanics. Shield that he drops is quite interesting. He's a cooldown fire force wave. Let's have a cup of tea. And we can continue on our merry way, sorry. I prefer to approach Last Rift Gate from northeast because there is ethereal crystals here. And since I stick with Dead's Vigil, Ethereals gives me reputation to my secondary faction. But most important thing is the crystals. You're never gonna have enough of these. I'm gonna nullify myself just in case. This time we spawn a lot of bad guys. Time for overload. Sorry. More offensive ability, more damage. And we have Ulgrim. Malkadar is here as well as a basically moral support. Sometimes when you play such a long distance build you have to listen to the sound, because I killed the blood wagon already and I don't have to search for it. I'm gonna move to the next spawn location. Also you can look at your ticks from time to time. There is a one-shot chest here, usually spawn at this area. Yep, this one here. This chest is gonna be very helpful for my other challenge, which is Scavenger. Not very useful for this playthrough. We find a lot of items. I have to check my inventory if there is something useful. I see some pistols, some medals, rings. I have to check for a potential upgrade. This is the next card. And what's left is the western one. So supposed to be somewhere here. We're gonna immediately use the rifts. And it's time to stop Loxmerre, which is one of the most disappointing battles in the game. They buffed this battle a little bit, but still it's very disappointing. We have to focus the arcane mob. Another desecrated shrine. We have to immediately move out from the reflective mob. That damage that I take there was around 5000, which is half of my bar. And I think at this point these bad guys start to outscale my gear, and I have to be careful. Oh man, confusion. Confusion is a very powerful debuff. This is one of our main sources of sustain, especially in large groups. We're gonna nullify ourselves. He applies Curse of Frailty. It's not ideal. But it's usually pretty straightforward fight. Loxmerre, just reposition. Clear the ads regularly. You don't want to get hit by the slums. It's time to burst him down.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
This is not bad helm, I'm gonna keep it. This is not a very good one.
Iron well spent.
You've returned. And so our great moment. Good, you're back. I struggle to admit that. You see, the Luminari have long.
Excuse, my father and I were part of...
That's gonna ruin our reputation at Homestead. But we're gonna fix that soon enough. Let's pick more sustain. I think we start to take more damage. I'm gonna soft cap my arcane wheel. And it's time to kill Anasteria. This is the most disappointing faction in the game. I hope Crate consider rework on this faction to become a little bit more viable, because at the moment it's completely useless. Black Legion is very important for us, so I'm gonna do every single quest that they offer to me. And this is the last quest for Port Alcon. We are pretty close. I'm not sure if I buy their mandate. Actually, I did. Time to restore Mokrogan Shrine. But there is a totem that I am interested. That's gonna restore my reputation with Homestead. We're gonna fight him, but when we acquire endgame gear and everything. For now, he's very strong. He's gonna delete us in a second. That's an extra spawn. Usually you're not gonna see captains here. Which means my infamy levels with Ethereal's quite high. Another Forsaken Totem. Rimgar Chalces. This is a very good punch. If you don't have any, this is amazing craft. for an endgame. Let's key the Keeper of Burwich, Seal of Night. At this point we start to drop endgame gear, usually level 84 bases. But for now nothing useful for us. Spellweaver, this is actually an upgrade, I think. I have to test it, but this needs cunning and I hate cunning, so probably I'm gonna skip it. It's not worth a couple of damage increase. This is another potential upgrade. I'm gonna lose one to Arcanist, but this gives a lot of useful stuff and some damage on top. Also Spirit Ward is a very nice proc, defensive wise. When we reach this point, we want to craft one black tallow, so we can trade this for a black heart. This is a quest item that unlock locker boss fight, and we want to kill locker basically at some point. This is one of the goals of these playthroughs. Because without Dark Heart we can't spam a mythical Storm Heart, and without Storm Heart we can't finish the locker secret quest line. So we need main secret quest, secret stash quest, sorry. There is a totem actually, usually here is an undead one. This is a Forsaken spawn. I'm gonna keep my distance. Black Flame Mantle, this is a Chaos Vitality. Nothing useful for us. Which reminds me I have to revisit Daireni at some point. Avris Marrow Wheel, that's a dangerous encounter. We want to get rid of the healers because they heal him constantly. Agdan Bok letter, great component. It's very important when you play a curse type of builds like Omen, Pox, Bloody Pox I mean. It's good to switch off Gore option. When the corpse persists, they spread the curse, which is another very interesting mechanic that most of the players are not aware of. And this helps you a lot with the clear, because if the first mob shatters, being a blood splat, curse is not gonna spread, it's gonna disappear. But when corpses persist on the ground, they constantly spread the curse. This works the same way with Bloody Pox, Corruption, and some other skills that come from relics. I think we missed Garrett. Let's go back. Save this disappointing.
Please just leave.
That was a lot of debuffs. After we finish this quest, there is a secret area. There is a note, turn back. And you wanna craft your dark heart of darkness. This is gonna give you access to the locker questline. We have to kill the regeneration mob, but we have to be careful with the corrupted one as well. Spell Scourge Plating, another great component, gonna help us. Another sweet find. That's gonna help with the leveling. Reach Coven. I think this is ideal moment to end the episode here. And we're gonna continue in the next one with our favorite part, Mammoth. And we're gonna start farm Creek set, which is one of the main goals of this playthrough. Thank you everyone for watching, see you in the next one.